Bone Wild TV is brought to you by Gaylord, Michigan, your all outdoors paradise.
All right, we are driving down to Kentucky Lake, right outside of Paducah. We're going to do some bow fishing tonight. I don't have a hat on. I need to put a hat on because just do. We're going to do some bow fishing tonight, crappie fishing tomorrow, bass fishing the next day, middle of May. Finally stopped raining here in the Midwest, so we're going to take advantage of it. Try to stick some fish, catch some fish, have a good time. Anyway, we're driving down to Kentucky Lake. All right, I have arrived. So we're gonna get unpacked here. James Prophet's already here, get unpacked. Get a bite to eat here in a little bit. I think we're gonna do some bow fishing tonight. All right, we arrived down at Kentucky Lake. We're staying at Moore's Resort and Marina. We get settled in, but no time to rest. Tight schedules. Things are moving. We're going bow fishing. A few years ago, Kentucky Lake was overwhelmed by Asian carp, silver carp. These invasive fish have taken over the lake. They ruined Kentucky Lake. But Kentucky Lake is back. It's taken some time, but with the help of bow fishing, Tennessee Department of Natural Resources, Kentucky Department of Natural Resources, these carp are being removed and the fishing is phenomenal in Kentucky Lake. Don't let anybody tell you different.
But like I said, anything that you want to stay dry either here or under the deck, because the dew will fall. And it is a pretty sunset though, ain't it?
It is.
It's all about
The ship's cool until the
got him! Give that man a silver dollar.
yeah. Good shooting there. Good boss man.
Just barely in it. Catfish.
Flop around a little bit. Yeah, like that.
There you go.
This portion of Bone Wild TV is brought to you by Expedition Archery, Tacticam, Scrape Fix, Reveal, Element Outdoors. Make sure you join the Bone Wild crew on Facebook at facebook.com/bonewildtv.
Bow fishing is a blast. It's a great opportunity for you hunters to get out, do some hunting in the summer. You know, a lot of the silver carp, Asian carp, are out of Kentucky Lake, but there are still a lot of carp in there. The worst of the damage has been done. Now it's all about rebounding the lake, and that's exactly what is happening. But you got the Asian carp, the grass carp. There are so many non-game species of fish, and Kentucky Lake has it. You know, get out, hone your shooting skills, help the Kentucky Lake fish population, have fun, get out, enjoy the outdoors. Kentucky Lake has it all to offer: bow fishing, beautiful scenery, great weather. Just go, Kentucky Lake. Spent all night last night bow fishing. Shot a lot of fish, some catfish, some carp. Now we're going bass fishing. That is what Kentucky Lake is known for. Phenomenal bass fishing, and we're off. All right, so we got very little rest last night from bow fishing. We had a good time. Had a little snack, slept 4 hours. Now we're going to head down. I don't know if we're crappie fishing or bass fishing today, but weather's nice. Hopefully the fish are cooperating. All right, bass fishing was a success. Of course it would. I told you bass fishing was back at Kentucky Lake. Now we're going to go do some crappie fishing. Crappie fishing, he says, phenomenal right now. We're going to find out. So a really cool product from Smith's Outdoor Products is the Mr. Crappie Chiller. You know, we're going to get this in the pontoon boat with us, and hopefully in the day it's going to be full of crappie, and catfish or bluegill. It's going to be full of fish. You know, just because it says crappie chiller doesn't mean that it can't be a bluegill or cat. It works for all species. All right, last night we enjoyed the campfire. We had a little barbecue there at the hotel. We're getting ready to get on the pontoon boat. We're going to be trolling for crappie. I think they did pretty good yesterday. They even caught some, I think one of the gals caught a 4-pound largemouth. So yeah, we're going to get on the pontoon, cruise around all day, and catch some crappie. Look at this turtle. And he's gone. Anyway, crappie fishing on the pontoon boat. We're at Kentucky Lake. We're on the docks of the Moores Marina. We're staying at the Moores Resort. So let's go.
Bone Wild TV is brought to you by Gaylord, Michigan, your all outdoor paradise. The Tick Terminator. Heater bodysuit, stay warm or your money back. Labette County, Kansas, it's in your nature.
here. Want to get on the fish?
Looks like a good one.
As soon as you get up, you've been patrolling this back area all this time.
Oh, that's a beauty. There you go.
So, Kentucky Lake is not dead, folks. Plenty of bass, plenty of crappie, plenty of catfish. We are out here with Kickin' Bass, kickinbass.net.
We've been smoking them pretty good today.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Closed captioning for Bone Wild is brought to you by River Bend Resort.
All right, awesome day of crappie fishing. It was a lot of doubles. I caught that giant catfish. It was a good time, great time on the pontoon boat. But now we are going to the Freight House in Paducah, Kentucky. Freight House is a unique place. They even serve up these Asian carp, and that's what I am going to have for dinner. They say it's delicious. We're going to talk the owner, hopefully, into letting us go back in the kitchen and see how they prepare this silver carp. The owner, really cool story here, Sarah Bradley. She was runner-up on season 16 of the Top Chef TV show. So I'm guessing the food's gonna be phenomenal. That's my new word, phenomenal and adorable. But just watch.